Some people who are in the church or would claim to be Christians, they're like clouds that don't rain. A cloud that doesn't rain is pointless. We live in Arizona, right? Like what good is a dry cloud? We need zero of those. We need no clouds or wet clouds. What we don't need are dry clouds. They're pointless, amen? In addition, trees that don't bloom. What good is a tree that doesn't bloom? It's no good at all. It's fruitless. If the tree doesn't bear any fruit, then it's a worthless tree. Seas that puke up lifeless foam. How many of you have gone for a walk on the beach and it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems like the ocean ate bad Chinese food. You're like, the whole beach is just all puked up with foam. It's gross. Do you know what you can do with that? Nothing. It is worthless. You're not like, oh, I'm going to collect it. Don't. I'm going to give it as a present. Please don't. It's worthless. And then lastly, he talks about stars leading nowhere. In their day, like our day, there were stars and they would help kind of navigate your path. You could find directions, but these are wandering stars, which means that they are directionless. What he's saying is this, and I know that this is dark, but it's helpful. Some people are pointless, fruitless, worthless, and directionless. Everybody's like a snowflake. Nah. Some people would say that they're Christians, but you look at their life, it's pointless. They would be in church, but they're fruitless. They have a lot of opinions, but they're worthless. And if you follow them, good luck, because they're directionless. And what he says is these people come into the church to feast with you. And the Bible uses this language. There are shepherds that protect and love the sheep. There are sheep that are vulnerable, and then there are wolves who try to get in to eat the sheep. What he's saying here, they're wolves. And what happens is in the church, the sheep are usually a little naive. And they're like, well, they said they loved us. Yeah, that's what wolves say to sheep. They really love you with barbecue sauce, okay? They're coming in to take your money, to take your joy, to take your life, to take your family. These are people that come just to take, not to give, okay? And then he's gonna talk in a moment about angels. And throughout the book of Jude, he talks 5 times about angels and demons. Here's why. They're our example. Angels and demons made their decisions before we were created, okay? And the angels decided we're gonna obey the Lord, and the demons decided we're not. And now we have to make a decision. And am I gonna do like the angels did and obey the Lord, or am I gonna do like the demons did and disobey the Lord? And he's gonna talk about angels. And let me just mention this briefly, because there was a study that came out recently, and it's kind of curious. Belief in angels and God. 79% of Americans believe in God. Next slide, please, if you've got it. And then 69% believe in angels, 58% believe in hell, and 56% believe in the devil. So here's what you find. People are like, we believe in God and angels in heaven. You're like, what about Satan and demons in hell? They're like, oh, I don't know. And so what you need to understand is, just like there are people in our world that are good and evil, the same is true in the unseen realm in the spirit world. So you need to be 2 things, discerning and discriminating. Okay? Discerning is this good or evil? Is this for God or against God? Is this right or wrong? And as you discern, then you can discriminate. And one of the worst things that we've said in our culture is you should never discriminate. Well, there's sometimes you should. Sometimes you're like, they want to drink and drive. Answer? No, we discriminate against drinking and driving. They're a registered sex offender. Can they work in the nursery with the kids? You're being judgy. Yes, I am. Because that's discerning and now some discrimination is altogether evil, but to be discerning requires discriminating. I said this before, like, do we allow people to smoke in a hospital? No. Go outside with the nurses. I mean, that's just how it is, you know? That's how it works. And so what he's talking about here is you can't be a gullible, naive, vulnerable person. You can't assume that everyone is good and everything is true and everywhere is safe. You need to be discerning.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Pastor Mark. I've been teaching the Bible for more than 3 decades and head on constant collisions with woke culture. And I would love to get you more Bible teaching. 2 things you can do. Go ahead and watch the sermon in total and also subscribe to the channel. And I'll just keep sending you Bible teaching and we'll have a lot more fun together.